Have you ever felt trapped, even when nothing is holding you? Do your thoughts keep running even when you want silence? Why is it so hard to stop thinking and just feel peace? Imagine sitting in a quiet room, no noise, no distraction, but your mind keeps racing. Worries, regrets, hopes, fears, they all come one after another. Why? A man once walked through a forest carrying a heavy backpack. He was tired, sweating, and could barely walk. Someone asked him, "Why don't you put it down for a while?" He replied, "I didn't even realize I was carrying it." That backpack is our mind, full of unneeded thoughts. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. This is the place where ancient truth meets modern life. If you've ever searched for inner peace, you're in the right place. But here's something surprising. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribed. If you're someone who values real growth, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's walk this path together, step by step. Now let's begin. Freeing the mind is not about doing more. It's about letting go. In Buddhism, the Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." But if the mind is full of clutter, how can you become peaceful? We are born free, but over time, we collect labels, ideas, fears, and pressure. Slowly, we stop being free. We become what others expect, not what we really are. When we carry anger, the person we hurt most is ourselves. When we carry fear, the world becomes dangerous even when it's not. What if we stop carrying these? Buddhism teaches that the mind is like water. When still, it reflects clearly. But when stirred, we see only confusion. You don't need to fix the world. First, calm your mind. Every breath you take could be way back to now. Just now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. This moment is simple, but we ignore it. You don't need to run away to the mountains to be free. You just need to see your thoughts without clinging to them. Freedom isn't loud. It's quiet. It's found in silence, in watching the mind and not following it everywhere. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means returning. Returning to peace. Returning to truth. Returning to you. The first step is to notice your thoughts without judging them. Let them pass like clouds in the sky. The mind will try to hold on, but every time you let go, even a little, you take a step toward freedom. The Buddha didn't say to become someone else. He said to know yourself deeply, beyond all rules and names. So, are you ready to take off the backpack? Let's walk together. One breath, one step, one truth at a time. This is just the beginning. Seeing without the self. Come closer and sit. Let us talk, not with loud minds, but with quiet hearts. You wish to free your mind? Then first, you must understand who's trying to be free. Who are you? When you say, "I am sad," who is sad? When you say, "I want peace," who wants? When you say, "I am not good enough," who told you that? Look gently at these questions. Don't rush. Just stay with them. Breathe. Let the wind of silence blow softly through you. In Buddhism, we do not say there is a solid self hiding inside you. We say the self is like a dream, real while dreaming, but gone when you wake up. The Buddha taught that what we call self is only a bundle of changing things. Thoughts, feelings, memories, body, habits, all moving, all shifting. Not one of them is fixed. Imagine a cart. If you remove the wheels, the handles, the wood, the rope, where's the cart? You took all the parts, but the cart was just a name, a shape, a coming together of many things. So is the self. You're not your name. That was given. You're not your body. That changes every year. You're not your job. That can vanish. You're not your thoughts. They come and go like clouds. You're not your feelings. They rise, fall, and disappear. What remains when everything goes? Silence. Awareness. Pure presence. That is what we practice to see. Let me tell you a short Zen story. A student asked the master, "Master, how can I find myself?" The master said, "Drop the one who is searching." The student was confused. "Then who will remain?" The master smiled and said, "The one who remains does not ask questions." The self always wants to hold on. It wants to be right. It wants to be seen. It wants to be praised. But all this wanting is suffering. The Buddha called this clinging to the self. And he showed a way to loosen the grip. Observe. Just observe. When a thought comes, don't say, "This is my thought." Just see it. Watch it like a leaf floating in a river. When anger comes, don't say, "I am angry." Say, "Anger is visiting." Let it come and let it go. You don't have to certainty. When sadness comes, say, "Sadness is passing through." It is not your identity. It is a guest. This is what seeing without the self means. You look at life without saying, "This is mine," or "This is me." There is great freedom in this way. Think of a mirror. A mirror reflects everything, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, but does not hold onto anything. It does not say, "I like this image," or "I don't like that one." It just reflects. Be like the mirror. If someone praises you, let it pass. If someone insults you, let it pass. You are not the praise or the insult. You are the awareness behind it. This practice removes great suffering. When you believe you are the self, you feel attacked by every little thing. A word, a look, a delay, a failure, all feels personal. But when you see there is no solid self, you become like the sky. Clouds may appear, storms may come, but the sky remains untouched. A Zen monk once said, "When I had no self, I had no problem." You may ask, if I lose the self, how can I live? How can I work? How can I love? This is where the real beauty begins. When you lose the self, you don't become empty. You become full. Full of peace. Full of presence. Full of compassion. You don't stop acting, you stop reacting. You don't stop caring, you stop clinging. You don't stop feeling, you stop being pulled. In truth, when there is no self, there is only this moment. And in this moment, all things are fresh. Have you ever laughed deeply, fully, with no thought of yourself? That moment was free of self. Have you ever looked at a tree, and for a moment just saw it, not as my garden tree or a tree I like, but just as it is? That moment was free of self. In those moments, you tasted freedom. It was always there. You just didn't notice it. This is not a belief. This is something to be seen. See how the self tries to hold on, to be important, to win, to be someone. But who is that someone? When you let go of needing to be someone, you become open to being everything. The river does not say, "I am the river." It just flows. The bird does not say, "I am the bird." It just sings. The sun does not say, "I am the sun." It just shines. Can you do the same? Let go of the question, "Who am I?" and live the answer silently. When the self is not blocking the way, everything becomes simple. Eating is just eating. Walking is just walking. Talking is just talking. No one is trying to be wise. No one is trying to be peaceful. Peace is there, naturally. This is not a far goal. You can begin now. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel the breath come in. Feel it go out. Don't say, "I am breathing." Just breathe. Don't say, "I am meditating." Just sit. Don't say, "I'm trying to awaken." Just be. Let go. Let be. Even now, the self may be whispering, "This is too hard," or "I don't understand." Let that voice pass too. You don't need to understand everything to be free. You only need to see clearly, moment by moment. Freedom is not found in becoming something. It is found in unbecoming everything you are not. No mask. No weight. Just space. Can you feel the space between one thought and another? That is where peace lives. Can you rest in the gap between stories? That is where truth lives. We do not need to fix the self. We only need to stop mistaking it for who we are. In Zen, we don't build new identities. We peel them away. Gently. Kindly. Like removing dust from a mirror. Soon, the mirror shines. And in it, you see the world but not you. You see without the self. And that is the beginning of real freedom. Come back to this again and again. Not with effort, but with kindness. The self will try to return. That's okay. Smile at it. Watch it come, watch it go. Keep sitting, keep breathing, keep letting go. And one day, without warning, you will laugh. Not because of something funny, but because there's nothing to hold. Nothing to protect. Nothing to prove. Nothing to be. Just this. Just now. Just presence. And that is enough. Let's continue this journey together in silence, in presence, in freedom. The art of letting go. Let me tell you something, my friend. A clenched fist cannot receive. A closed heart cannot feel peace. A busy mind cannot rest. If you wish to be free, you must learn the art of letting go. You carry so much without even knowing it. Thoughts from yesterday, regrets from last year, words that hurt you, people who left, expectations that didn't come true. And all this, where does it live? It lives in your mind. It follows you like a shadow. And still you ask, why can't I feel light? Letting go is not a skill you learn in books. It is a deep understanding that comes from looking within. Have you ever held onto something so tightly, only to realize it was hurting you? Like holding a thorn and refusing to drop it? That's how the mind clings to pain. In Buddhism, we speak of attachment. It is not just about objects. It is about ideas, beliefs, people, images of how life should be. These things live inside your mind and trap you. You may think letting go is loss. But what if it is gain? A cup that is full cannot take new water. But once it is empty, it can hold something fresh. This is how life works. What you release creates space. When you let go of needing to be perfect, you find peace. When you let go of control, you find flow. When you let go of fear, you find courage. And when you let go of the past, you finally arrive in the now. But how we begin? We begin by watching. Yes, just watching. Sit quietly. Notice the thoughts that rise. Notice the feelings that follow. Don't fight them. Don't feed them. Just watch like clouds passing through the sky. They come. They go. None of them stay. The problem is not that thoughts come. The problem is that you believe them. You say, I am angry, but anger is not who you are. You are the sky. Anger is the storm that passes. You say, I am broken, but that's just a thought. The truth is, the sky is never broken. Only the clouds appear for a while. Letting go means allowing space between you and your thoughts, between you and your emotions. It is not denial. It is deep wisdom. It's seeing the truth of impermanence. Everything changes. The seasons change. People change. Your body changes. Your feelings change. Then why do you hold on so tightly? Even joy, if you cling to it, will become suffering. Even love, if filled with fear, turns into pain. That is why the Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment. But don't misunderstand this. Letting go does not mean pushing people away. It means loving with open hands, not a closed grip. It means trusting that what is yours will stay. And what is not meant to stay will go, and that too is fine. The leaf falls from the tree, not because it is rejected, but because it is time. And the tree does not chase the leaf. It accepts the rhythm of life. This is how you must live. Now let us go deeper. Ask yourself, what are you still holding on to? What memory keeps repeating in your head? What fear whispers to you at night? What expectation makes you suffer? What grudge lives in your chest? Bring it to your awareness. Name it. See it. Don't fight it. Just sit with it. Say to it, I see you. I understand why you came, but I don't need you anymore. And slowly, with each breath, release. Letting go is not a one-time act. It is a daily practice. Some things you may need to let go of again and again until the grip weakens. In Zen, we often say, to hold is to suffer. To let go is to be free. You will know you're healing when things no longer control you. When your peace no longer depends on people's behavior. When you can smile even when the plan doesn't work out. You must also let go of the idea that things should always be a certain way. Should is heavy. Let go of should, and you will feel light. Life is not meant to follow your plan. It has its own rhythm. Trust it. Letting go of control doesn't mean you give up. It means you surrender to the moment. It means you act without attachment to the result. That is true freedom. Have you noticed how tightly the mind holds on? It wants answers, guarantees, security. But the truth is, life is not always clear. And that's okay. The river flows. It does not ask where it is going. It trusts. You must become like the river. Letting go also means forgiving. And yes, I know, forgiveness is hard. But you don't forgive because the other person deserves peace. You forgive because you do. Carrying anger is like drinking poison and waiting for the other to suffer. Drop it. Let it go. It doesn't mean you accept the hurt. It means you no longer let it live inside you. Many people confuse strength with holding on, but real strength is in softening, in opening, in releasing. The strongest tree is not the stiffest, it's the one that bends with the wind. Letting go also means letting go of your own image. But you think you are. I am a failure. I'm not good enough. I'm always like this. These are just ideas. You can release them too. Each day, you can choose again. You are not your past. You are the awareness behind it. So sit, breathe, feel the tightness. Then gently, with kindness, loosen your grip. Say to yourself, I don't need to carry this anymore. And mean it. There will be resistance. The mind will say, but what if I need it later? What if I lose something important? Smile at the mind. It is just trying to protect you. But you now walk the path of wisdom. With every exhale, let go. Let go of the need to be right. Let go of the need to be liked. Let go of the rush. Let go of the pressure. Let go of what weighs you down. And what remains? Peace, clarity, lightness, and freedom. You don't need to become anyone. You only need to stop clinging to what you're not. Like a bird with open wings, you can rise. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally stopped holding on. So I ask you again gently as a Zen master, are you ready to let go? Let go and return to yourself. Let go and breathe in peace. Let go and become free. This is the way. This is the art. This is the path. Desire, the silent captor. Come, sit down and listen closely, my friend. Let me tell you a quiet truth. One that doesn't shout, but whispers through every corner of your life. It is this: desire is the most beautiful prison you will ever know. It smiles at you, offers you gifts, and yet binds you without chains. Many people think pain and suffering come from things like failure, rejection, or loss. But deeper than these, there lies a soft voice in a mind that says, I want. That small whisper grows louder. It starts with, I want more money, or I want them to like me. Then it becomes, I want a better life, or I want what they have. Do you see how easily the wanting never ends? One desire leads to another. One gain creates the fear of losing it. One fulfilled dream opens the door to 10 more. The more you feed desire, the hungrier it becomes. It is like trying to fill a basket with no bottom. You pour and pour, but it never gets full. You are not suffering because you don't have something. You are suffering because your mind says you must have it. That must is the root of suffering. The Buddha called it tanha, which means thirst. A never-ending thirst that keeps the fire of dissatisfaction burning. Now look around. The world teaches you to desire everything. A bigger house, a more perfect body, more followers, more praise, more pleasure. They call it ambition. But in truth, most ambition is just well-dressed craving. You are promised happiness just around the corner. But when you reach it, another corner appears. Do you remember when you were a child and wanted a toy so badly? You thought you could not live without it. Then you got it. And after some days, it lost its magic. What changed? The toy? No. Your mind moved on. The desire ended, and a new one began. Desire is clever. It wears different masks. Sometimes it looks like love. I want this person to love me forever. But is that love? Or is that fear of being alone? Sometimes it looks like self-worth. I want to be successful. But are you trying to grow? Or are you afraid of being seen as a failure? You see, the outer form may look innocent, but inside there's a deep holding, a tight grip that says, without this, I am not complete. Let me tell you a small Zen story. A student came to the master and said, Master, I feel so anxious. I want to be calm like you. I want peace. The master poured tea into the student's cup until it overflowed. The student shouted, Stop. It's already full. The master smiled. So is your mind full of desire for peace? First, empty the cup. Wanting peace is also a form of desire. A noble one, yes, but still a craving. True peace is not found by chasing it. It is found by not chasing anything. Now, someone might ask, but Master, if I don't desire, won't I become lazy? Won't I stop caring about life? No, that's the mind trying to trick you. There's a deep difference between craving and intention, between attachment and action. The tree grows because it's in its nature to grow, not because it wants to be taller than the one next to it. You can work hard, love deeply, and live fully, without being a slave to desire. That is the way of the awakened ones. The Buddha himself walked miles each day, taught countless people, and touched many hearts. But he had no desire for fame, power, or reward. His heart was light because he was not carrying the weight of wanting. When you act from clarity, not craving, you become like a river, flowing, powerful but not desperate. You can enjoy the world without being tangled in it. Yes, eat the fruit, feel the breeze, enjoy the music. But when the fruit is gone, or the song ends, let go with grace. Don't cling. Don't cry for more. That's where suffering begins. Desire always says not enough. Wisdom says, this is enough. Desire is a voice that lives in the future. It says, one day you will be happy when you get this, when you reach there, when they change, when you succeed. But peace is only ever found now. Watch your thoughts. How many of them begin with, I want? See them clearly. Not with judgment, not with shame, but with awareness. Every time you say, I want, pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or is this just a shadow I'm chasing? There is no need to force yourself to let go instantly. Just notice, again and again, and slowly, desire begins to loosen its grip. You'll begin to see the beauty of ordinary moments. The sound of the wind, the warmth of tea, the kindness in someone's eyes. These are enough, more than enough. In Zen, we often speak of emptiness, but it's not sadness or coldness. It means being free from the pull of endless wanting. An empty bowl can be filled. A full bowl cannot. So, how do you begin to free yourself? First, sit in stillness. Just breathe. Let your thoughts come and go. Don't follow them. Second, question every strong desire. Is it love or fear? Is it truth or habit? Third, give space between thought and action. Don't jump. Just watch. That space is where freedom grows. And last, practice gratitude. When you are grateful for what is, you don't hunger for what isn't. Gratitude is the gentle sword that cuts the root of desire. Let me end with a simple truth. You're not here to collect things or applause or success. You are here to wake up, to remember who you are beyond all wanting. Desire may knock at your door, but you don't have to let it in. Smile at it. Bow if you like. Then return to your breath. Remember, my friend, what you run after today will become your burden tomorrow. Be light. Be free. Let go. And walk on. The illusion of control. Sit down, breathe. Let's begin by asking something very simple. Why do people suffer so much trying to control everything? Look around. People want to control time, money, love, relationships, how others think, how their lives go, and even how their future should look. From the smallest routine to the grandest dream, the mind tries to hold everything tight. But tell me, when has life ever truly followed your plans? Control is like trying to hold water in your hand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. You must have seen someone who plans every detail. What to eat, what to wear, what to say, where to go. But even then, one little change, rain instead of sun, traffic instead of smooth roads, someone's mood swing, and suddenly everything feels ruined. Why? Because we are taught that we must control life in order to be happy. But control is an illusion. The river does not try to control its path. It flows, it bends, it falls, it rises again, and yet it always finds its way to the ocean. Buddhism teaches that attachment to control is one of the deepest roots of suffering. The more we try to bend reality to our will, the more we suffer when reality doesn't listen. There's a Zen story I once told a young monk. A farmer's horse ran away. The neighbor said, "What bad luck." The farmer only said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses. The neighbor said, "What good luck." The farmer said again, "Maybe." Then the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses, fell, and broke his leg. The neighbor said, "How terrible." The farmer replied, "Maybe." A week later, soldiers came to take young men into war. They left the farmer's son because his leg was broken. So was it good? Was it bad? Who can say? You see, life unfolds in ways the mind cannot predict. Yet the mind is always rushing to decide, to judge, to declare what should be. That's the root of control. A belief that we know what's best, and the fear that if things go differently, everything will fall apart. Let me tell you, nothing is ever truly under your control except how you respond to what happens. You can plant a seed, but can you control the rain, the sunlight, the exact moment it will grow? In the same way, you can give your best to life, but the results are not yours to command. When you fight against this truth, your mind becomes heavy. You worry, you overthink, you try to force outcomes, but when you accept it, truly accept it, you feel light like a feather floating on the wind. There is deep peace in surrender. But don't misunderstand me. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means letting go of how you think things must be. It means doing your part with full attention, full presence, and then letting life do what it will. It's like rowing a boat on a vast river. You must row, yes, but you cannot row against the current forever. You must flow with it. The river knows where it's going, even if you don't. Many people confuse control with responsibility, but they're not the same. Responsibility is the ability to respond with awareness. Control is the desire to dominate with fear. Responsibility comes from presence. Control comes from insecurity. You can be deeply responsible and still allow life to unfold naturally. There's something else you must understand. You cannot control other people, not their choices, not their words, not their emotions. People change when they are ready, not when you want them to. Trying to control others only leads to conflict, frustration, and heartbreak. Real peace comes from understanding, not from force. Have you noticed how a child plays? So free, so joyful. The child is not thinking 10 steps ahead. The child is fully here, now, responding to life as it comes. That is how the awakened mind lives. It does not cling. It does not grasp. It responds with wisdom, not with fear. The Buddha said, let go of what is not yours. But what is not yours? The past, the future, other people's minds, situations that are beyond your reach. Even your body, one day, will not remain yours. So why carry this heavy load? When the mind lets go of control, it opens to what is. You start seeing clearly. You begin to live with less fear, less stress, less resistance. Even when challenges come, you don't collapse. You don't panic. You flow. That's the power of a free mind. And this freedom comes only when you stop trying to hold the world in your hands. Let the world be what it is. Let your life move as it must. Let others walk their paths. You walk yours, calmly, gently, with deep trust in the unfolding of things. Some will say, but if I don't control things, won't my life fall apart? No, that is the illusion speaking again. Your life doesn't need tight control. It needs awareness. It needs clarity. It needs compassion. The Zen Master does not worry about every little wave. He sits by the shore, watching the tide, knowing the ocean comes and goes. So too must you learn to watch your thoughts, your emotions, your situations, without always jumping in to fix, fight, or force. Sometimes, doing nothing is the highest wisdom. Let the dust settle. Let the water still. Let the truth reveal itself. The mind that is always trying to fix becomes tired, but the mind that sees clearly becomes peaceful. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. Ask yourself gently, what am I trying to control right now? And then whisper to yourself, can I let it go? Maybe not forever. Maybe just for now. That's where it begins. Just for now, breathe. Let go. And see what remains. What remains is your true self. What remains is peace. What remains is the moment, just as it is, perfect, even with its imperfections. Let the clouds pass. Let the sun rise. Let the world turn. You are not here to hold it all. You are here to witness it, to live it, to love it, not to control it. So walk slowly, breathe deeply, and remember, the river flows best when it flows free. That is your mind, too. Let flow, let be, let go, and be free. The power of present awareness. Sit with me for a moment. Feel the air as it moves. Notice the quiet between words. Right now, in this moment, there is no yesterday, no tomorrow, only this. And this is where your freedom begins. Most people live like ghosts. Their bodies are here, but their minds are somewhere else. Thinking about what happened, worrying about what might happen, trying to fix, avoid, plan, guess, control. They forget where they are. They forget who they are. So today, let me share something very simple. Something so simple, it's easy to miss. It's this: your power is in the present moment. Right now, not later, not in the past, not in the when everything is perfect future. Now, the great Zen masters didn't chase the world. They watched it. They didn't hold on to thoughts. They let them pass. In Buddhism, we call this mindfulness, but not as a fancy word. It's just being here, truly here. Not trying to be here. Not forcing the mind to stop. Just noticing. Just being. When you wash a bowl, just wash. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. But Master, someone once asked me, what if I'm thinking too much while I eat? What if I'm planning my day while walking? And I replied, then be aware you are thinking. Don't fight it. Don't chase it. Just notice it like a cloud passing across the sky. You see, we don't need to control the mind. We only need to return. Again and again. Return to now. Return to this breath. Return to this step. Even if you return 1,000 times in a day, it's okay. That's the practice. That's the beauty. Because the present is not small. It's not boring. It's everything. All your peace, your clarity, your joy lives here. But why do people run from it? Because the mind has been trained to believe that peace is in the next thing, the next achievement, the next relationship, the next purchase, the next moment. So even when the present offers calm, the mind says, what's next? That's like drinking pure water and still searching for another glass. You already have it, but you don't taste it. So taste it now. Right now, place your attention on your breath. Don't try to breathe deeply or perfectly. Just breathe as you are. In, out, in, out. Can you feel the air? Can you notice the pause between breaths? That pause is peace. That pause is the door. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from attachment to thoughts, to desires, to outcomes. But awareness cuts through attachment. When you are aware, truly aware, you stop being caught. It's like waking up from a dream. The dream might still be there, but you know it's just a dream. Thoughts still come, but they lose their grip. They become softer, quieter. You begin to see clearly. And with clear seeing, choices become simple. You no longer react blindly. You respond from stillness. In Zen, we say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Nothing outside changes. The change is how you show up. With presence, with gentleness, with simplicity. Let me tell you a story. A student once came to a Zen master and said, I've been meditating for months, but my mind still wanders. I feel no peace. The master gave him a bowl of water and said, carry this through the village. Do not spill a single drop, and a man will follow behind you with a sword. If you spill even a little, he will cut you. The student did as he was told. He walked carefully, every step with full attention. At the end, he returned safely. The master asked, how was your mind? The student replied, completely still, focused, silent. The master smiled. That's the power of attention. That's the power of presence. Of course, we don't need a sword behind us. We just need to care enough to be here, to treat this moment like it's sacred, because it is. When you listen, really listen, the world becomes softer. The wind carries secrets. The birds offer wisdom. The silence speaks louder than noise. And you begin to remember, you don't need to chase peace. You are peace. It's your natural state, hidden beneath layers of thought. So remove the layers, not by force, but by stillness. Return again and again to now, to your breath, to your senses. Smell your tea before you drink. Feel the ground before you run. Look into someone's eyes before speaking. Life becomes vivid when you are present. The colors grow brighter. The heart opens wider. The mind becomes still like a lake in the morning. And in that stillness, everything is enough. You stop needing more. You stop rushing. You stop escaping. Because now you've arrived. Not in a place, but in yourself. This is the gift of awareness. It costs nothing. It requires no tools, no travel, no teaching, no technique, just attention. Just love for this breath, this step, this sound. And when you live like this, even ordinary life becomes sacred. Washing dishes becomes a ceremony. Sweeping the floor becomes meditation. Sitting in silence becomes a journey. You'll find, slowly, that your suffering softens. Your pain doesn't disappear, but becomes lighter. Then joy, true joy, grows quietly like a flower in spring. You're not the mind. You're the one who watches the mind. And when you know that deeply, you become free. So today, take no vow. Make no promise. Just take one breath with full presence. And let that be enough. When the mind wanders, bring it back. When emotion stirs, feel it fully. When the world moves fast, slow down. Breathe. Be. Return. This is the path. Not far away. Not in a book. But right here, in this moment. Stay. Watch. And smile. Because you're finally home. Walking the middle way. There once was a student who came to the Zen Master, burdened by confusion. Master, he said, I find myself trapped between extremes. Sometimes I seek pleasure, sometimes I avoid it. I either indulge or I deny. I feel lost. How can I find balance? The Master smiled softly and replied, You are asking about the path of the middle way. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, before the Buddha reached awakening, he tried many ways to understand life. At first, he lived in luxury, surrounded by wealth, comfort, and ease. But he saw that this pleasure alone could not satisfy the deepest hunger inside him. So he left it all behind and tried the opposite, harsh austerity, starving his body, pushing it to pain and suffering. Yet this too brought no peace. He realized that both extremes were traps. Too much indulgence or too much denial, both blocked true freedom. This insight gave birth to the middle way, a path that does not swing wildly like a pendulum, but walks gently and steadily in the center. The middle way is not about compromise or weakness. It is about wisdom, seeing clearly what is real and what is false, and choosing the path that leads to balance. What does this mean for us today? Our minds often drift to extremes. We want all or nothing. We say, if I'm not perfect, I have failed. Or we think, if I cannot have everything, I want nothing. This is the swinging of the pendulum. The middle way asks us to step off that pendulum and walk a quiet line between extremes. It asks us to be gentle with ourselves. Not too harsh, not too lenient. Not overwhelmed by desires. Not suppressing them until they explode inside. Imagine a tightrope walker walking across a rope high above the ground. If she leans too far to one side, she will fall. But if she walks in balance, steady and aware, she moves forward safely. Our mind is that tightrope. The middle way is the balance that keeps us from falling into extremes of suffering or indulgence. In daily life, this means not running from pain or clinging to pleasure. It means seeing both as temporary visitors. Just like clouds passing in the sky, they come and go. When anger arises, the middle way is not to explode in rage, nor to bury the feeling deep inside. It is to recognize the anger gently, feel it without judgment, and let it pass. When joy comes, it is not to grasp it tightly and fear its loss, but to smile and appreciate it fully while it lasts. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from craving and aversion, wanting what we do not have and rejecting what we do not like. The middle way helps us to loosen these tight grips. It shows us how to live fully in the world without being trapped by the pull of extremes. This path is not easy because our mind are trained to chase after one side or the other. Society often encourages extremes, success or failure, pleasure or pain, winning or losing. The middle way invites us to be different, to walk quietly, wisely, and with compassion. Walking the middle way also means embracing impermanence. Everything changes, feelings, situations, people. When we cling tightly to something because we fear losing it, we suffer. But if we accept change as part of life, we can move with it, not against it. There's a story of a man carrying a heavy load up a mountain. At first, he struggles, gripping the load tightly. Then a wise traveler tells him, try to carry it gently, not forcefully. The man loosens his grip, and suddenly, the load feels lighter. The same is true with our mind. When we carry our worries and desires tightly, we suffer. But when we hold them lightly, we find ease. The middle way teaches us to be mindful, to observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up. Mindfulness is like a lamp shining in the dark. It helps us see the path clearly without stumbling into extremes. Sometimes walking the middle way means saying no to things that pull us off balance. It means choosing simplicity over excess. It means kindness over harshness. It means patience over haste, but also means courage. The courage to face ourselves honestly, to see where we swing too far in one direction, and to gently bring ourselves back. In Zen, this is called not too much, not too little, just right. Like water filling a cup without spilling. Like a tree standing tall, but flexible in the wind. Many of us want quick answers or fast relief. But the middle way asks for steady practice, a daily returning to balance. It is like tuning a musical instrument. If it is too tight, the strings break. If too loose, the music is weak. But tuned just right, the music flows beautifully. The Buddha's own life shows this. After many years of searching, he sat beneath the Bodhi tree and chose not to swing to extremes, but to be present in the middle. There, he found awakening. Awakening is not about escaping life, but fully embracing it with clear eyes and an open heart. The middle way is a guide for this awakening. So how can we practice it now? Start by noticing when your mind swings to extremes. When you feel overwhelmed by desire or pushed down by despair, pause. Breathe deeply. Ask yourself, is this helping me or harming me? Then choose the middle path, a step toward balance. Be patient. This is not a one-time change, but a lifelong journey. There will be days you fall into old habits. That is natural. Each moment is a new chance to return to the middle. Remember, the middle way is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about walking gently in the world, aware of your steps and your heart. It is about freeing yourself from the trap of extremes, from the heavy backpack of too much and too little. This freedom brings peace. And peace opens the door to true happiness. In this peace, you find yourself, not the labels, fears, or cravings, but the calm, vast sky within. This is the gift of the middle way. It is the quiet path home, silencing the inner noise. Sit with me, just for a while. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to achieve anything. You don't even have to understand everything. Just listen, softly, like the wind listens to the trees. There's a noise in your life that does not come from outside. It comes from inside you. It comes from the stories you tell yourself, from the voices in your head that never stop talking. This is the noise I'm speaking of. It is not the sound of traffic or the shouting of people. It is not the clatter of a crowded place. It is the whisper that says, "You are not enough." The constant reminder of the past, the fear of the future, the judgment about now. That is the noise that steals your peace. The inner noise is clever. It hides behind your thoughts. You might think you are planning something useful, but often you're just worrying. You might think you're reflecting, but you're just reliving pain. The mind is tricky like that. Buddhism says the mind is like a monkey. It jumps from one branch to another, never still. And when we follow that monkey, we too jump into stress, into worry, into confusion. But the mind, like the monkey, can be quiet. If we don't feed it, it grows calm. If we stop giving it bananas of regret and bananas of fear, it sits down. This is not about fighting the mind. You cannot defeat your own thoughts with more thoughts. That is like shouting in a cave and being surprised when your voice echoes back. So what do? We become still. Stillness is not the absence of sound. It is the absence of resistance. It is the gentle space where thoughts can come and go, and you are not pulled by them. In Zen, we do not try to control the river. We sit on the bank and watch it flow. Thoughts are like birds flying across the sky. You don't have to catch them. You don't have to push them away. Just watch. Let them pass. Sometimes, your mind will be loud. That's okay. Let it be loud. But don't become a noise. Stay as the silence that watches. Do not be afraid of silence. Many people are, because in silence, you meet yourself. Not the version you show the world. Not the version others want you to be. Just you. Naked. Simple. Real. That can be scary, I know, but it's also beautiful. The world has taught you to speak more, do more, rush more. But true strength is in pausing, in breathing, in observing. Zen is not complicated. It is the simplicity that lies beyond all complexity. A flower doesn't shout to be seen. It just blooms. You too can bloom in silence. Try this now. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in, slowly. Breathe out. Feel the breath. Nothing else. Just the air entering, the air leaving. This breath is now. This breath is life. When a thought comes, let it come. Watch it. Smile at it. And let it pass. Do not hold. Do not fight. Just let go. The noise will try to pull you back. It will say, this is boring. Or, you're not doing it right. Smile again. That is also just noise. Another thought. Return to the breath. Return to this moment. Return to yourself. The greatest truth is not spoken in words. It is felt in silence. Even the Buddha found his awakening not through endless talking, but through deep, still silence under a Bodhi tree. He saw the mind clearly, and in that seeing he was free. You too can be free, but not by adding more, by removing what is not you. Noise is extra. Peace is natural. In every moment, you have a choice to follow the noise or to rest in the silence. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers. Look at the sky. Does it struggle to be vast? Look at the moon. Does it fight to shine? No. They are still, and in their stillness, they are powerful. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to run from yourself. You just need to sit, listen, and let the noise fade on its own. It won't go away forever, but the more you watch it, the less it controls you. And one day, you'll notice it's quiet inside, like a calm lake, like a soft wind, like peace itself. People will wonder what changed. You won't need to explain. Your silence will speak for you. And if the noise returns, good. Let it. Watch it. Smile again. You have already found the door. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which thoughts rise and fall. You are not the noise. You are the silence that remains. So sit, walk, breathe, and live from that silence. And in that quiet place, you will know something that cannot be said in any words. You are already free. Freedom beyond emotions. Sit with me for a while. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw loosen. Let your breath come naturally. This moment is not a test. It is not a performance. You are not required to do anything right now. You are simply here. Now listen closely. There is something important I must tell you. Freedom is not found in running away from emotions. It is not found in fighting your feelings or forcing yourself to be positive. Freedom is not pushing sadness aside or pretending anger doesn't exist. True freedom begins the moment you stop trying to escape yourself. Your emotions are not your enemy. They are visitors, guests who arrive unannounced and leave on their own time. The more you try to lock the door, the louder they knock. The more you try to ignore them, the stronger they become. But when you sit down, open the door, and simply say, I see you, they begin to soften. In Buddhism, we say, pain is certain, suffering is optional. This means emotions will come. Joy, grief, fear, love, anger. But suffering begins when we attach ourselves too tightly to them. When we say, I am this anger, I am this sadness. Mind like a mirror. Sit down quietly. Breathe. Do nothing else for now. Feel the air come in and go out. You're alive. You're here. That's all you need to know. Now I want you to listen, not with your ears, but with your presence. There is something you must understand, not as a thought, but as an experience. The mind is like a mirror. When a mirror is clean, it reflects everything clearly. When it's covered in dust, nothing can be seen. But no matter how dusty it gets, the mirror is still there, waiting to shine again. Your mind is the same. It gets covered with worries, memories, fears, desires, opinions, and noise. So much noise. But deep down, underneath it all, it is still clear and calm. That clarity is your natural state. You don't need to add anything to become peaceful. You need to remove the dust. Let go of what is not you. Imagine someone standing in front of a mirror and shouting at their reflection because they see anger. What will happen? Nothing. The reflection doesn't change just because of your reaction. The mirror only reflects. That's the secret of the Zen mind. Reflect, don't react. Let life happen. Let people speak. Let the world move. But you just reflected, without clinging, without pushing. When someone insults you, it's like throwing mud at a mirror. The mirror doesn't feel hurt. It doesn't fight. It simply allows it. And when the mud is wiped away, it's still the same mirror underneath. You're not your thoughts. You're the awareness that sees the thoughts. You are not your anger. You're the space where anger arises and fades. You're not your sadness. You're the silence beneath it. Buddha never said to fight the mind. He said to understand it. And when you truly understand the mind, you stop being controlled by it. It's like taming a wild horse. At first, it runs in every direction. But when you stop chasing it, when you simply sit, it slowly comes to you. Don't try to control your mind with force. Sit with it. Watch it. Be gentle. In Zen we say, when a mind is nowhere, it is everywhere. A still mind is not empty. It is full of awareness. It sees everything, but it is not disturbed. You can train your mind to be like this, but not by doing more, by doing less. Let go of needing to fix everything. Let go of the urge to be right. Let go of the habit to overthink. Let go of comparing. Let go of always chasing. When you let go, your mirror becomes clear. But remember, it's not a one-time thing. Dust will keep settling on the mirror. Every day, clean it gently. That's your practice. How? Sit quietly each day, even for 5 minutes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice the thoughts. Don't chase them. Don't push them away. Just let them float. Some days, the mirror will feel clearer. Some days, it will be cloudy. That's okay. Don't judge. Keep wiping. Keep breathing. When someone praises you, the mirror reflects. When someone blames you, the mirror reflects. When life changes, the mirror reflects. But the mirror itself doesn't change. It doesn't hold on to anything. It remains. That's how you live with peace. Not by changing the world, but by not clinging to it. There's a story. A young monk asked his master, "Master, how can I stop my thoughts?" The master said, "You cannot stop the wind, but you can close the window. The thoughts are like wind. You cannot stop them, but you can decide how much enters your inner space. By closing the window of reaction, judgment, and clinging, your room becomes still again. And when your room is still, even the smallest sound becomes music. Even the smallest moment becomes enough. You start to enjoy the taste of tea, the sound of birds, the look in a stranger's eyes. You don't need more. When a mirror is clear, you realize everything is already here. You just couldn't see it before. What is the use of running when you already carry what you seek? Peace is not a place. It is a way of seeing. Freedom is not a gift. It is a choice. Stillness is not silence. It is awareness. So let go. Not once, but again and again. Let go of who you think you are. Let go of the need to be anything other than this moment. And then look into your mind. You'll see the sky. You'll see the earth. You'll see all things arise and fall. But you will remain. Unmoved. Clear. Like a mirror. That is freedom. That is Zen. That is you. Living emptiness, loving deeply. You came far. You've walked through thoughts, through silence, through letting go, and through the illusions that once wrapped your mind like a blanket of smoke. Now you're here. This is where it becomes quiet in a different way. Not because the world is quiet, but because you are. Let me tell you something. Emptiness is not nothing. Emptiness is everything. This may sound strange, even confusing, but listen slowly. People often think that to live fully, they must fill themselves with knowledge, with dreams, with people, with love, with success. They believe that more is the way to happiness. More things, more experiences, more noise. But in Zen, the path is different. It is not about filling the cup. It is about emptying it, because only an empty cup can receive. When you are empty, you don't carry the past on your shoulders. You don't carry fear about the future. You're just here, fully here. Try this. Sit quietly for a moment. Don't try to meditate. Don't try to breathe a certain way. Just sit. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel the weight of your body. Let thoughts come. Let them go. Don't chase them. Don't fight them. Now, in that space, ask yourself, what is missing? Nothing, right? That moment, that still space is emptiness. It's not empty like a room with no furniture. It's empty like the sky, vast, open, full of light, full of air, full of possibility. You can't see it, but you feel its peace. This emptiness is the heart of Zen. In this emptiness, love becomes pure. Why? Because when you are empty, you don't love out of need. You don't say, I love you, because you want something in return. You love because love flows through you naturally, like wind through trees, like light across water. When there is no self in the way, love becomes clear, gentle, not demanding, not afraid. People ask, but if I empty myself, won't I lose who I am? No, you will lose who you thought you were. And in that losing, you will find the real you, the one who is not tied to fear or shame or pride or labels. The you that simply is. Let me tell you a story. There was once a monk who walked from village to village with a single bowl. He didn't beg. He just walked. And when people offered food, he received it with gratitude. When they offered nothing, he bowed and moved on. Someone once asked him, how can you live with so little? He smiled and replied, I live with everything. He meant this. When your mind is not cluttered with wanting, every small thing becomes a gift. A bowl of rice becomes a feast. A soft breeze becomes music. A kind word becomes treasure. In emptiness, gratitude blooms. And with gratitude, love deepens. Because when you see clearly, when you're not blocked by self-centered thoughts, you see others as they are. Not as tools, not as threats, not as problems, but as human beings just like you. Suffering, hoping, trying. From emptiness comes compassion, a deep, natural understanding that we are all connected. This is not an idea. It's not philosophy. It's a direct experience. When the boundaries of the ego dissolve, you feel it. You don't just say, we are all one. You know it, like you know fire is hot. So, how do you live this emptiness? Start small. Each day, take one moment to pause. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you listen, really listen. Without waiting to reply. Without judging. Just be there. These small practices are doors. Each one opens into vastness. Let me tell you something many miss. Zen is not cold. Emptiness is not dry. It's not about sitting in caves or cutting yourself off from the world. Real emptiness is so alive, so awake, so warm. It is the stillness behind the laughter. It is the space in a hug. It is the silence between two people who love each other and don't need words. It is the quiet peace in your chest when you're alone and you realize you're okay. You're more than okay. You're whole. But the mind will resist. It will say, I must fix myself. I must find answers. I must become something. That's fine. Let the mind say what it wants. You don't have to fight it. Just watch it. Every time you return to the breath, to this moment, you are already emptying. It doesn't happen all at once. It's not dramatic. It's gentle, like melting ice. Slowly, the old fears dissolve. The old patterns fade. And what remains is clear, open, spacious, and full of love. In Zen, there's a phrase, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. What does it mean? Everything you see, the trees, the clouds, your hands, your thoughts, are made of emptiness. They're not fixed, solid things. They arise, they pass. They change, but that doesn't make them less real. It makes them alive. And because they are empty, they are free. And because you are empty, you are free too. So when love comes, let it flow. When pain comes, let it pass through. When joy arises, smile. When sadness arises, breathe. You don't have to hold on. You don't have to run. Be empty. And in that emptiness, you will live more deeply than ever before. You will love without clinging. You will give without needing. You will smile without a reason. And you will rest in yourself without fear, without shame. This is not something far away, not a prize for later. This is who you are, beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the roles. You're already empty. You're already free. You just forgot. Let this part of your journey remind you, not to become someone else, but to come back, to return to stillness, to live from the silence that was always there, and to love deeply, purely, softly, like the moonlight on a quiet river. No effort, no sound, just being. Let this silence be your teacher now. Not the words, not the ideas, just the space. Breathe, feel it. It's here. It's always been here. You're home. Return to stillness. Sit down, my friend. Yes, just sit. Don't do anything else. No rush, no goal. Just sit. Let the world turn without you for a moment. Let the noise be outside. We're inside now. This is the end of the journey and the beginning of everything. You have walked far, from thoughts that never stopped to silence that now softly speaks. From confusion to clarity, from holding on to letting go. You've not added anything to yourself. You've simply removed what you are not. And now, we return to stillness. Do you hear that? It's nothing, but in that nothing is peace. Stillness doesn't shout. It whispers. It doesn't try to win. It just is. And when you're quiet enough, when you stop chasing answers, the stillness shows you everything you were looking for. Many people think peace comes from changing their life. New job, new home, new partner. But true peace doesn't come from outside. It begins inside. It starts when you stop fighting what is. The Buddhist said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This is not a clever quote. It is a direct pointing to reality. Your own still mind is the temple. You've always had the door. We just forgot how to open it. Return to stillness is not about becoming passive. It is about becoming awake. Have you noticed? In deep silence, you're more alive. The taste of tea is richer. The sound of wind is clearer. Your breath becomes sacred. This is not boring. This is freedom. But stillness is not easy at first. The world trains us to run, compare, achieve. From childhood, we are told to do, not to be. So when you sit quietly, the mind panics. Why aren't you doing something? It screams. But if you sit a little longer, it quiets. And then you hear the still voice of truth. Zen teaches us to stop polishing the mirror. Just realize there's never dust. The mind tries to fix, control, perfect, but the spirit just observes. And in observation, transformation happens by itself. You don't need to try to be spiritual. You are already part of this great mystery. Do you think the sun asks how to shine, or the river asks how to flow? They simply are. So are you. Stillness means coming back to the place where nothing is missing. Not because you have everything, but because you need nothing. You breathe. You see. You are. And that is enough. But people say, what about problems? Pain? Suffering? Yes, they exist. But you can meet them from stillness. You can observe them without becoming them. You can hold sorrow in one hand and peace in the other. This is real mastery. In stillness, there is no past to regret, no future to chase. There is only this now, and this now is soft, gentle, complete. Your mind doesn't need to do anything. Your heart just needs to rest. Remember the sound of rain falling at night? That calm? That comfort? Stillness feels like that inside you. The mind might be afraid of it, but the soul has always longed for it. Zen is not about escaping life. It's about entering it fully, without resistance. Stillness is not dead. It is deeply alive. It sees clearly, acts wisely, and speaks only when needed. It is the way of true strength. You've listened. You've learned. You've let go. Now is the time to trust what remains. And what remains is you, quiet, kind, aware. Nothing more is needed. Stillness does not mean isolation. It means connection without clinging, love without fear, action without noise. It means being so grounded that storms don't shake you anymore. Look around. Everything changes. Leaves fall. Clouds pass. Thoughts come and go. But the awareness behind it all is still. You're that awareness. Untouched. Pure. Calm. Don't think of this as the end. Think of it as returning home. Home to the silence inside you. Home to truth that never left. Home to a self that doesn't need fixing. So now, my friend, breathe. Deeply. Slowly. Feel your body. Notice your thoughts and let them pass. Like birds in the sky. Like wind across water. Don't hold. Don't chase. Just observe. The mind will still try to talk. Let it. You don't need to follow. You're not the noise. You are the space in which it happens. And space is never disturbed. You can smile now, not because everything is perfect, but because you've stopped needing it to be. You are awake. You are here. You are free. So many people look for something big, a secret, a magic, but Zen gives you nothing. It removes the extra. It shows you that what remains, after all the removing, is enough. That is the return to stillness. And in that stillness, compassion is born, not from effort, but from clarity. You begin to care deeply because you no longer act from fear. You're no longer defending an image. You're just present, just real. Some days will still be noisy. That's okay. You don't fight the waves. You learn to float. You trust the silence to return, like the sun after night. And now, we end where we started. Do you remember the question? Why is it so hard to stop thinking and just feel peace? Now you know. It's because we were looking in the wrong place. Peace is not somewhere else. It's here, inside you. Always has been. And now, one final thing, a simple truth. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. If these words helped even a little, if you felt something shift, even for a moment, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. This journey only continues if we walk it together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for returning. Now go, not to do more, but to live more softly, simply still.